My most viewed song is Kung Fu Chimps, so I decided that since I haven't released anything on my main channel for a while, and also haven't dropped a song in a while, that I'd make this. Now, keep in mind that I'm not really an expert when it comes to music. I know barely any music theory, if any at all, and don't really know much else either, so please don't attack me in the comments. But anyways, this is how I made Kung Fu Chimps. So right here, we've got Kung Fu Chimps. I know there's nothing really much going on, it's just some instruments and then volume out, that's really it. There's not really much going on here, but I have been experimenting more with like automation and all of that, so maybe newer songs will have more. But let's just start here. This is where I started off. I just kind of slapped this together and I was like, hey, that's kind of fire. So yeah, here it is. I mean, it's not the best, but I think it does work alright. And then I did random EQ. This was... I still kind of don't know how to use EQ if I have to be completely honest. I think if I remember correctly, like, I don't know. I know how to use EQ more, okay? So I just kind of slapped random things together. Here's what it sounds without it. And then here it is with the EQ. I do think it improves the sound a bit, somehow. I don't really know what I was trying to do. I was just smacking random things together. And then we got the bit crushing here, which I think is kind of like the... Not bit crushing, distortion, sorry. I don't think this is the complete default thing. I think I just started out with that and then kind of just messed around with random knobs until I thought it sounded good. So here it is without it. And then here it is with the distortion. Yeah, overall, I guess it's not a horrible start. And then after that, we have this kind of simple thing that comes in. I'm pretty sure I just kind of took like the main thing and just changed it up a bit, got rid of some of the notes. It's got like the same kind of like bass notes, I guess. So it's like C, 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 D, 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 C, 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 yeah, whatever. And this one I think is alright. I also added on some EQ and some distortion as well. I think it works well as a secondary instrument, kind of like the bass of the song, I guess. And then after that, we have some bells come in. They are simple, but I do think they work. And then again, I kind of had like the kind of bass notes here. So we had C, B, C, D. I think that was the bass notes, right? Whatever. Anyways, we just have the C5s repeat here. And here's what that sounds like. Overall, I think it kind of works. And there's also no effects here. I feel like they could have fit a bit better if maybe I added some more EQ or maybe a little bit of distortion. I don't know how good distortion would sound on bells, but maybe it would work. And then after that, we also have some drums here. I made a sort on these and like, I think these are it. No. So like you got some little punchies here. Some little punchies that's actually fire. Shoot. Yeah, see? Got little punching noises, I guess. And then after that, we also have, I think these are the main things of the drums, I think, or whatever. Oh, yeah! I just kind of put these in here, these little screams. I don't know why. They're so goofy. And I even made a sword on them, but I don't know. I honestly kind of like them for some reason, even though they're kind of goofy. I also kind of reminded my friend of, Chimps, so he came up with the name Kung Fu Chimps for the song. And then we also just have these random drums. I took them from a random sound font. Yeah, Nez sound font drums. I used to use sound fonts a lot. Still do every once in a while, but not as much. And then, here's those. I'm not the best with drums. My drum skills could definitely use some work, but whatever. They work perfectly fine, in my opinion. Again, no effects, really. And then here they are as a whole. Honestly, they're a bit worse than I remember if I have to be completely honest, but hey, they work fine, I guess. Oh, and we have another drum pattern that also gets used after this part, so here's what that sounds like. I just added some more notes here. Honestly, I like these more though. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just the same thing with some extra notes, but I think that already improves it a good bit. And then I guess I'll play the entire start here before we get to the next section. Okay. And now we've got this part, which is just, I'm pretty sure the same thing, but with some notes taken out. Yeah, pretty much. I think it's literally like 1 or 2 notes taken out, and that's it. And then it kind of goes up a little bit, as you can see here. Yeah, overall, it's alright, I guess. And then we get to here, which is, I'm pretty sure, also the same little thing over here, but with just some notes taken out again. Here's what that sounds like. I mean, it's like 1 or 2 notes taken out on these again. I'm not gonna go and count exactly how much, but I think it works okay, if I have to be honest. I'm not really the biggest fan of this song, if I have to be honest, but I've made way worse songs than this. And then we got the drums here again. So I think these are like these are the goofy monkey noises. Here's less here. Oh shoot. And then like I have the I use the same sound font here. And again, I think they're just the same thing from the last drums, but just slightly less notes. And then we also have the little bass here kind of change up a bit. Yeah, it's just the same thing, but with even more notes taken out. Okay, and then of course we have it go up, whatever. All right, and then after that, we have these bells, which come back. These are definitely my favorite bells in the song. I don't know, my bells are normally pretty simple, but I think they actually I think they work pretty well when I do them, usually. Oh, no, okay, I already went over that drum pattern, I'm so slow. Yeah, this drags on for like way too long here. I don't know. I just think all of this kind of drags on a little too long. I could have made it a little bit shorter. And then here, I think we kind of have it come back. Yeah, this is just the same as the main melody, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure literally the only different thing here in pattern 2 is these higher notes. And then we got this new thing here, which I'm pretty sure is also the same thing from the start. But then we also have this second version here, which is slightly higher pitched. And then after that, yeah, of course, we just have literally the same drums come back pretty much. And then the same exact drums. And then we have this again over here, and then it just kind of fades out. And that's the end of the song. This song isn't really the best in my opinion. I think I've done better. Yeah, whatever. It might just be me. I'll play the full song in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, overall, I think I've definitely made better music, but it's fine, I guess. Again, that could just be me. But, anyways, that was me going over Kung Fu Chimps. Hey there. It's been a while since I've done a voiceover for an outro, but I'd just like to say thanks for watching until the end. I know that song probably wasn't the best, and some of the music nerds probably have a lot of things to say about the song. But anyways, if you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe and click the bell button. I'd also like it if you joined my Discord server and maybe even gave my main channel a look. I'd really appreciate it if you did any of those things. I'd also like to give credit to the people who have made fan art. A lot of work I've gotten is really good, and if you'd like to submit something, you can either submit your fan art through my Discord server or through DMs. But for now, I'd just like to say goodbye.